then into the river Pliva below the ruined fortification. In the northeastern part of Mount Vitorog, 20 kilometers from Sipovo, above Vargan village, is the Vaganska cave. Up till now, about 420 meters have been explored. The cave is the habitat of several rare species of bats, and it has been a protected area since 1970. The Plivska region today can boast a clean and largely preserved nature, which is the basis for the development of ecological and ethno-tourism. Many rural households in the area of Sipovo realize additional income by receiving guests from home and abroad. Among them there are fishermen, hunters, mountaineers, lovers of rafting, and bike riding on mountain trails. The inhabitants of the villages around Pliva are cordial hosts, ready to do everything so the visitors feel at home, have a good time, and leave satisfied, wanting to return again. In this region of rich nature, cultural and historical sites, one has a lot to see and experience. Many households that are engaged in rural tourism have restored the old family houses or built new ones in the authentic style of wood and stone. The development of rural tourism has a positive impact on many related activities, such as the promotion of old crafts, local cuisine, and even editing small private ethnological collections in certain villages around Sipovo. One of the numerous specialities of the local cuisine, veal and other dishes made up under the iron pan, must be tried, and also the cheese and various other dairy products, and the famous homemade bread. Such dishes are not easy to resist, because the sharp, clean air acts to stimulate the appetite. The combination of delicious food, beautiful nature, and the kindness of the hosts make the guests feel very good here. Pliva is one of the most beautiful Bosnian rivers. It flows from the slopes of Vitorog above the village of Pljeva, about 10 kilometers from Sipovo, at an altitude of 480 meters, at the merging of 3 strong springs. This is the biggest source of drinking water in Europe and one of the most beautiful places in the whole region. Here the Pliva begins its 33-kilometer-long road in the northeast to the mouth of the river Vrbas. In the many mills on the river Pliva, all types of grain, mostly corn and wheat, are milled. Immediately below the stream, where the water is extremely strong, the water mills were made of stone. Many have been preserved, and some are new, in the project planning for the Pliva Stream ecotourism resorts. The Pliva is very suitable for rafting because it is mostly gentle and quite deep. so it is very good for beginners, and her beauty will not leave indifferent even the most experienced rafters. The fly fishing competition for the Golden Grayling Trophy is held every summer in Pliva, near the village of Plieva, 6 kilometers upstream from Sipovo. Immediately below the stream, both banks become easily accessible, while the course is pretty still, and the water is rich with larvae of insects and other organisms that are the main food of the grayling and brown trout. The 6 kilometers long section of the river is reserved for fly fishing exclusively. The river is full of salmonid fish of average size. The trophy-sized fish are very well hidden and cautious, but they can also be caught here. This fly fishing resort is one of the major tourist attractions in the Sipovo area. Many fly fishermen from Europe have already been fishing on this river and were very impressed with its beauty, the amount of fish, and the hospitality of the residents. On the slopes of the mountains around Sipovo, many wild animals have found their home. Therefore, there are excellent conditions for hunting, as well as for bird watching and photo safari. One of the most frequent species is the large woodgrouse. This large bird is over 1 meter long, and its wingspan reaches 140 centimeters. It always attracts the attention and respect of hunters because it is difficult to perceive and difficult to reach. The grouse is less cautious only from mid-March to late May during the breeding season. While singing to attract a female, the male hears nothing, so he is called the deaf. It represents the ultimate hunting trophy. At the beginning of the last century, rainforest made up more than half of all the woodlands in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Most of them disappeared due to the exploitation of timber and building roads. On the territory of the Republika Srpska, there are still 3 completely preserved forests. One of them is Janja, which is located on the western slopes of the Stolovac Massif between Sipovo